There have been so many changes in the last year in credit cards and what's available on the market, but there's no category of credit cards that have been impacted by these changes more than the luxury card category. And that is those cards at the top of the list, the cards that give the most benefits, that have the highest annual fees, but are considered to be the most desirable in any bank's lineup. So what I want to do today is, because of all the changes, new cards that have come, cards that have changed, I want to do a tier list. We're going to do a ranking of all the cards, and we might miss one or two, but I think we're going to cover most of the major ones people know, of the cards that are on the market today and how they rank in regard to how truly luxurious they are. What kind of benefit do they give to people who are high spenders, people who are going to use these cards and are willing to fork over the high annual fees in order to have a premium luxury credit card experience. We're going to talk about airline cards. We're going to talk about transferable currency cards from all the banks. And we're even going to talk about luxury hotel cards. So if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive into the tier list together. Now, as I was trying to evaluate these cards, I looked at 4 different aspects. And I didn't consider things like the sign-up bonus or what the annual fee is, because I figure if a person is going to keep these cards long term, that's a very different strategy than someone who's just going to earn and burn, who's going to get the card for 1 year, get the sign-up bonus, and then downgrade or cancel it. So that's not really what we're looking in this video. So we're not really going to consider what the sign-up bonus is. We're also not going to look at the annual fee, because the question of annual fee really is about the actual fee, or what we sometimes call the effective annual fee. And that is, what do you get from this card that offsets what you're paying for it? So, I mean, if you had a card that was $300 a year, but you were just getting about $50 in benefit, well, that would be a $250 effective annual fee. But if you had a card that was $1,000 a year, but you got $10,000 in benefit, well, that card, even though it costs more up front, is probably a whole lot better card. So we're not going to look at the actual annual fee, but more how much it gives you back for the annual fee that it charges. So the categories that I looked at here are point earnings, point values. I also looked at credits and, the things it gives you to offset how valuable they are, to offset your annual fee. And then the final thing is I looked at things like lounges and special perks that they offer. So with all of those, I will say the list kind of surprised me, because some of the cards I love the most, that I think are fantastic cards in my situation, are not as high on the list as I would have expected. And some of the cards that I really just don't like very much, cards that I would never want to have, actually scored a little better than I would have expected them to. And that's because I tried to do an honest, fair assessment overall, not for a specific niche use case, but overall, considering those 4 different factors. Well, how would I really rank these different cards? Now, because we all have different use cases, you're going to perhaps disagree. Your list might be very different, and that's okay. Let me know as we go through down in the comments. If you see one come up and you're like, he placed that one wrong, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. So let's start off. And the first one we have is a card I have, a card I love, and a card I just use and use and use. And that is the American Airlines Executive MasterCard from Citibank. Now, this is a card that it's $595 a year. It gives you Admirals Club access. It gives you a few little credits here and there to help offset that $595, but they don't really come close to what you're paying in annual fee. You got to rely upon the lounge access, which does give guests, and it is unlimited to Admirals Clubs. So where would I rank this card? Now, the card didn't do very well in things like, point earnings, because it doesn't earn very good unless you're just buying American tickets. And it didn't do all that great on credits. It doesn't give you even close to the annual fee back. On lounges, it's all right, but where it really shines is this card. It is a American card, and American Airlines points are worth just a lot. They are so valuable. So that's kind of the one place that pulled it up. But even with all those considerations, even though it works great for my niche case, because I use this card to get airline status, I use this card because I travel a lot and I've used their lounges, dozens and dozens of times a year. So it works great for me. But overall, I think as a luxury travel card, it's really needs to be put in the C category or the C tier. The next is one everybody recognizes, and that is the American Express Platinum Card. $895 a year, just a whole horde of credits that you have potential to get back on. Lululemon, you got Resi, you've got their FHR credits twice a year. I mean, you can get back thousands of dollars for that $895 if you just are a spreadsheet warrior and you work at it. I mean, the card has some of the best in the industry airline lounge access, if you don't consider that you can't bring guests into the Centurion and Sky Miles lounges. So it's like, that's something to consider. So as I looked at this card, it was very stellar. I mean, it stood out in areas like the value of the points because they do have some really good partners, especially for international travel. It stood out exceptionally well when it comes to their lounge policy and those perks. And then when it came to credits, it was the best of the best. You can get so many easy to use credits and get back your money on that. But where it really fell short, and if it hadn't been for this, it would have been in the very top tier, is their points earning. I mean, you can get 5x on airfare. That's it. The rest is basically 1x on everything else. So because of that, I put the Platinum card from American Express into the A tier. It's an A tier card. If it had better earnings, it would be an S tier card. But I think this is where it belongs. The next is one of my favorite airline cards. I used to have it. I've downgraded it now, but it's the Delta Reserve card. $650 annual fee. The earnings are just abysmal. I mean, you get 3x on Delta and basically 1x on everything else. The points are not worth very much. Delta points are just not that valuable. And, when it comes to lounge access, it gives you 15 entrances a year into the Sky Clubs, and you can go into the Centurion lounges as well. But, it's just, you don't really get guests except for 4 passes a year. So that's okay. Where it shines is that, man, the credits and stuff you get to offset the annual fee are fantastic. You get a Resi credit, $20 a month. You get a credit for Delta stays that's very valuable. You get a credit for rideshare that's easy to use, and you also get a free companion certificate. So it gives you back, if you use all that, way more than the annual fee. So it shines in that area. But even with all of that considered, I think it's going to be the same place where its competitor with American is. Now, for different reasons, different strengths and weaknesses. But I think I also have to put the Delta Reserve, even though I just love it, I have to put it into the C tier. Then there's the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card from American Express. Again, another $650 annual fee. To offset this, it gives $300 in dining credits, $25 a month throughout the year, and then it gives an $85K free night certificate, which is very valuable. It can be topped off as well to $100K. So all of that is good. It gives platinum status with Marriott. It also gives a priority pass status. And that priority pass, it'll get you into lounges and things, but so many of these offer that. So that lounge access is just kind of, it's there, but it's not all that impressive with just priority pass. So where would I put this card? Well, you can't quite get back the full annual fee unless you consider that priority pass to be worth quite a bit with that $300 dining credit that it gives. But you do get you get the certificate, so that's really good. I don't know. It's hard to value. How is the platinum status? How does that rank up? How valuable is that? Well, as I look at this card on the surface, I think that it's pretty good. The real shortcoming is it's a Marriott card, so that means on the earnings you get, okay, on the surface it seems like good earnings, but they're Marriott points. So just like Hilton points or IHG points or any other hotel points, they're just not worth very much. So I think overall, this card also falls into the C tier. I mean, it's not bad for certain use cases. It's very good. But overall, I think for your value as a luxury travel card, it's a C tier card. Now we come to United's top level card. And this card, again, is over a $600 annual fee. I think it's $695. And this card is a card that gets you into the United Clubs. And that's basically its purpose, just like the Delta Reserve and the AA Executive. But when it comes to this card, I don't know. There's just not a lot that stands out. It does give you credits that theoretically can give you back your annual fee, but they're weird and they're hard to use. So it's just kind of, I mean, it gives you lounge access, but only for one guest to United Clubs. And you got to spend a lot of money on it to be able to get better access for your guests. So it's kind of, that's kind of the story of this card. It earns okay, and, United miles are okay in value. So because it's just okay across the board, I don't think it could possibly be put any higher than the C tier. Number 6 is the Capital One Venture X. And this card is well known for being one of the best earners because it gets 2x on everything. And it's also a card that has a low annual fee, $395, and you can get it back so easy because it's got an easy to use travel discount through their portal of $300. And in addition to that, it also gives you 10,000 anniversary miles that are worth well more than the $100 or the $95 shortfall that you have. So that's all very, very good. It does have lounge access, but as of February this year, it is not very good lounge access. It's just for the primary card holder, and it's just for themselves, no guests, to Priority Pass and also to Capital One lounges. But their lounges are pretty good. Well, overall, this card has also things like primary car insurance, so the insurances are all right. I don't know where I'd put it. It's certainly better than some of those other cards that we've already discussed that are airline or hotel specific, but I don't think it could rank up to like the American Express Platinum. So I think I have to put now, even though before it probably, with that lounge access the way it was, it would have been A or maybe even S tier. I think as of today in 2026 that the Venture X card is a B tier card. The Citi Strata Elite card is one of the newer cards on the market. It was issued by Citi, I think, to replace their old Citi Prestige card. And there was a lot of fear about what we would end up with this card. But I think even though initially some people were disappointed, I think a lot of people are starting to see this is a very good card. It has interesting multipliers. It is the best earner there is through a travel portal. 12x on hotels, 12x on experiences. I mean, it also has 6x on airfare if you book through their portal. It has 6x on Friday and Saturday nights on dining, 3x all the rest of the time on dining, and it earns 1.5x on everything, so it can serve as a catch-all card. Those points are super valuable because they can be transferred over to American Airlines, and Citi also has some great hotel partners as well. This card gives, for the $595 fee, pretty easy to use credits. I mean, they have a hotel credit of $300. It's really easy to use through their portal. They have a splurge credit. You can just use it at Best Buy or at American Airlines. I mean, surely you're flying American on this. It also gives lounge access. There's a Black Lane credit too, by the way, $200 a year, but not many people use that, so we won't consider that very strongly. But it gives lounge access, Priority Pass, pretty good Priority Pass, and then it gives 4 passes to American lounges when you're flying American. So overall, I think with the strong earnings and, not the best credits, but good enough to get your money back, I think this rivals the American Express Platinum for different reasons, because this is an earner with very valuable points, but not as good of perks and not as good a lounge access. But the Platinum shines in those areas. So I think overall, I still need to put it in the same tier. I think the Strata Elite card is an A tier card. Now we come to the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and probably no card, well, except for the Built Palladium card, has had more press over the last 6 months than this card, because they did a refresh. They moved it to $795 a year. They give a whole bunch of credits in American Express style, but those credits aren't quite as good as American Express's credits. But it has better earnings than the Amex Platinum card. You can earn like 4x directly with hotels, 4x directly with airlines. You can earn 3x on dining. I mean, they lost their 3x on travel, general travel, but still it's a way better earner than the Platinum card. But the credits aren't as good as the Platinum card. I would say the points are about equal to American Express's points, because you do get Hyatt and you get United. That's an okay transfer partner. So their points are about equal. And as far as lounge access, they do have their own dedicated lounges, Sapphire lounges, that you can get into with this, and you can bring guests there and to Priority Pass. So that's pretty good, just not quite as many as American Express, but you do get guests. So that's a good benefit. So even though I'm not a big fan of this card, I don't have it, I don't love it, I don't want it, but I have to honestly evaluate that overall, even though some of those credits are nightmarish to use, that it does have pretty good earnings. The points are worth quite a bit, and the lounge access is worth pretty good. So I think this is still, along with the Elite card and the Platinum card, that the Sapphire Reserve in 2026 is still an A-tier luxury travel card. Now we come to my favorite luxury hotel credit card, the Hilton Aspire. The Hilton Aspire has a $550 annual fee, and for that, you get $400 in resort credits. You also get a $200 airline credit that's pretty easy to use, broken up into four $50 slots a year. And then you get a free night cert at any hotel in the world. It gives the most value back if you use these credits of any card that there is. It is unbelievably good in that way. It also gives your diamond status at Hilton, which doesn't help you much in the U.S., but you'll get good upgrades overseas with that. So this card is amazing for a hotel card. I mean, I love it, love it, love it, love it. And we plan to have two ultimately. But it does have some big time downsides. First of all, the earnings are pretty good on the surface, but here's what tanks it. It earns Hilton points, and Hilton points just are not worth much at all. I mean, they are so less than half a cent oftentimes. So that really hurts it. It also doesn't really give any lounge access. It does give clear credit, but no lounge access. So, that could be factored in. If this was your only luxury card, you'd be losing out on some of that when you fly. So basically, I think because of its super, super strengths, but the fact that it's earning Hilton points, and those are just so weak, and also no lounge access, I think the fair place to put the Hilton Aspire, even though I love it, love it, love it, it's one of my favorite cards in my wallet. Honestly, I think it's a B-tier luxury card. One of the newer cards on this list that was recently launched is the Alaska Airlines, well, we now call it the Atmos Rewards program because it's Alaska and Hawaiian, but their Summit card. It is their top level card. It has $395 annual fee. And this card is just so different. I think one of the reasons I love it and so many people love it, it's just so different. It doesn't follow the same pattern. It breaks the mold. And this card has interesting earnings. You get an elevated multiplier when you buy directly with Hawaiian or with Alaska. But what really makes it interesting is you get 3x on all foreign transaction purchases. And they really don't have a cap on that. 3x. So people who travel a lot outside of the U.S. and spend a lot of money outside of the U.S., this card is just a game changer. The other thing that makes it so powerful is that it can earn status with the airline, like most of these top-level airline cards can do. But it's just kind of a little bit simpler to get there, especially if you're flying award flights, which count towards status with Alaska. So that is a big boost. But then it doesn't try to give you a whole bunch of lounge access. I think it gives you like 8 passes a year. So that's where it's very different. So it's not quite as good in that regard, but it gives you something very different. It gives you a $25K certificate for your companion every year. And that's very valuable. That can be worth well more than the $395 annual fee. And you can use it as a discount when you buy a more expensive business or first class ticket. And then here's the crazy thing. When you spend a lot of money on the card, they give you another certificate worth $100K. So that, for sure, that can be a business class ticket from the U.S. over to Asia. That is a crazy cool benefit for high spenders, which makes sense on a luxury travel card. So the Atmos card, well, it's so different, it's so quirky, it's so unique. It also has great earnings in unique categories. I mean, 3x on everything overseas. And you get those certificates. And most of all, it earns Atmos points, which are probably the best airline points available. I believe that this is an S-tier credit card, especially in the luxury space. This card is just absolutely off the charts good. Now we come to the newest one on this list, the newest kid on the block, and that is the Bilt top tier Palladium card. Now, the Bilt Palladium card is so intriguing because it does have a high annual fee. It's $495 a year. And for that, you get a hotel credit broken up into two parts, $200 the first half of the year, $200 the second half. And then you get $200 in Bilt cash, which we're still waiting to see exactly what that'll mean, but they say you can get one-to-one value from that. So you're basically just getting back your annual fee. But what makes this card so amazing is, first of all, they're Bilt points. And Bilt points are valuable because they can be transferred to some of the best partners, including Hyatt, which is Chase's best partner, including Alaska or Atmos, which we just discussed, out of the best airline points in the game. So they can be transferred over there. But what makes this card just amazing as a top tier luxury card is its earnings. It's a 2X on everything card, but you can also pay your rent. And depending on how you do it, there are different metrics you can use, but you can get points on your rent or your mortgage. And so that ups this card, at least for the first segment of spend every month, to over a 3X card. There are ways even to get it for temporary use up to a 4X on everything card. So that makes it the best earning card there is, period. And especially when you consider that that's on everything. And they're the best points you can have. And you can, not great credits, but you can get back some of it with those credits that they offer. And it does give, kind of limited lounge access with Priority Pass. So where's this card? As of right now I might change my mind after I get it. Mine's supposed to come in the next couple days. But as far as what we see now, I think that the Bilt card is an S tier card. It's S tier. It's above everything else. The next card we look at is also an airline top level card. And it is, I'm going to tell you, it's quite disappointing. It's the JetBlue card, the JetBlue Premier. And this card is just so bad. High annual fee, like all the cards on this list. And it does give credits back, but the credits are so laughable. It gives a hotel credit, but it has to be used in $50 increments on stays that you pay $250 or more on. So they're just milking you out of money to get your credit back. And this card, it doesn't earn good. It's just absolutely atrocious. So you can look into it more if you think it might work for you. But I don't know anybody who has it or anybody who's got it. It's just that bad. This is a D tier. In fact, if I had anything lower than D on this tier list, I'd put it there. But as of now, it is a D tier card. And the last card, premium luxury card on this list, is a hotel card called the Ritz-Carlton card from Chase. Now, this is the one that you can't get directly. You got a product change from another Chase Marriott card after you've had it at least a year and have a $10,000 credit limit or more. But this card gives a $300 travel credit. It's a $450 annual fee. Travel credit's pretty easy to use. It also gives you an 85K cert, just like the Brilliant card does. And it gives some of the best lounge access. It gives access for you and guests to the Sapphire lounges. It also gives access to Priority Pass. You can have unlimited authorized users that don't cost anything. They also get their own Priority Pass membership. So it is just a fantastic card in all those ways. It gives gold status with Marriott, which is kind of but it's not bad at all. All those things are good. The only things that really bring it down are just that gold status with Marriott. Platinum would be a lot better. And also the fact that it earns Marriott points. And it doesn't earn all that well. And the points it earns are Marriott points, which aren't worth very much. They're worth well less than a cent per point. So because of that, it pulls it down. And I think that the Ritz-Carlton card is a B tier card on this list. So that's the list that I have for you today of the luxury travel cards available on the market here at the beginning of 2026. What did you think of this list? Did I get some of them right? Did I get some of them wrong? Please let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate you being here. Please consider my channel membership. It's just $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime you like. And I put out special videos for channel members. I also release my videos early for channel members. So consider that. There's a link down below. Also, if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll hopefully see you next time.